Welcome to what I believe is going to be a very powerful motivation plus marketing podcast. This is John Delemy, the CEO and founder of Delemy Development Group. Keyword group, keyword development. Obviously, Delemy in honor of my family that came from Italy back in the early 1900s with a laser focus and desire to maximize the opportunity here in this beautiful country we call America. You see the title of the podcast, it says, be careful who you listen to. My next book I'm writing is titled Choices and Decisions. In My Life Says It All. And when one chooses to read the book, they're going to read it in the first person because one of the chapters of the book is titled, be very careful who you listen to because it determines your decisions. Now, there's some key words there. Be very careful. People go, look, be very careful. When you're heading to this destination, the GPS may say this, but I've been living here for 20 years. Be very careful. That turn is so key. If you do not make that turn, you will get lost. So please remember to follow specific instructions. And by faith, you can listen to me because I've been to the destination you want to achieve. Be very careful who you listen to because it determines your decisions. And the decisions you make today determines your destiny tomorrow. And every single decision has a consequence called action. When you make a decision, then you follow with action as a result. See, we are in the greatest times ever, physically, emotionally, and financially. And the doomsday people, negative people, always speak problems. And that's why it's wide open. You know, the movie The Invincible, the true story of Vince Papale, who was a walk-on to the Philadelphia Eagles. He had desire to play professional football in the NFL. And it comes down to that last scene when it's the white knuckle scene. And a lot of the players that went through high school, went through college, went through the NFL pick and paid their price. And all of a sudden this guy comes on and the coach, Dick Vermeil, he made a decision. The coach, a very unique coach, he said, you know what? I'm going to do something that's never done before. I'm going to go for someone locally in Philly who has a desire to play football. Long story short, I suggest to watch the movie. It's a tremendous movie, true motivational, inspirational story of a desire of a champion. And the greatest part of the story is when he's there consistently, showing up, first one there, last one to leave, listening to his desire. Most people don't believe it's going to happen for him. And he's actually rooming in his training with a veteran. And he says, look, Vince, when you see the white knuckle, when all of a sudden you see the defense do a white knuckle scene, when you see the white knuckles on a defense, they're going to make a change of play. And all of a sudden he saw the white knuckle, and he calls an audible play on the field because he's in the game, on the field, actively listening to someone who's been there. And all of a sudden, says white knuckle, and the coach says, what's he doing? What's Papale doing? And when you see him break out and just break away from the pack, you see his breakaway from the pack was because he listened to someone who's been there before, cared enough about him to kind of let him in on an inside secret weapon of the football strategy. And that put Vince Papale on the map. It was the breakaway. You see, we're in the greatest times ever. Whatever niche you're in. 22 years ago, I was told I would never be able to build a professional speaking business because of my accent. I speak fast. I look like I'm in the mafia. Well, 22 years later, 23 books later, 26 countries later, one of the top podcasters in the motivation marketing realm for years, building numerous divisions and brands and trademarks of the company, they were wrong. See, in your life, they kill people. The voice of negativity, the voice of know-it-alls. And I always use the example of broke people giving people financial advice or fat people giving people health advice. If you can't take care of yourself, how can you advise others? I say it very strongly because I see people getting destroyed by who they choose to listen to. See, when you make a decision of who you listen to, then your actions align with that decision of who you're listening to, all of a sudden things start to align. People go, oh, out of the blue, oh my God, I can't believe it. No. It's called a result. It's called associations. It's called who you associate with, who you align with, things start to line up. We see it in the real estate world. Obviously, one of my top clients and obviously become great friends of ours, the Gaddafi's, and I had a great call with Mr. John Duffy and Kristen yesterday, Miss John and Kristen yesterday. And, the real estate world, I remember when I was on CNBC back in 2006 about real estate, the community, they were saying this and they were saying that. And once again, they were proven wrong. There was an article in the New York Post, how South Florida is winning the war of real estate. Barbara Cochran just came out and just did a video a couple of days ago talking about Florida real estate. I actually asked my wife, Christy, as you know, she's one of the top realtors here in South Florida. Florida. Once again, everybody because you're going to know many people who are going to want to invest in Florida, going to want to make a decision to move in Florida, have a second home, get their homestead here, potentially live for 6 months here. You let us know, and we'll serve them. I absolutely love the industry because it's a huge decision to make an investment in a home, an investment property. You want someone who you can trust and be in relationship with them long term, because Florida's cranking. And obviously all of you know the area for Seville, Florida, with a 10-acre country estate. That place is popping. Go ahead. The negative people will call me crazy. I'm used to that. They call me crazy network marketing, and I went on to earn millions and millions of dollars, and it's still broke. You see, this is a very important podcast for all of you, because the motive behind negative people is to keep you stuck. Be very careful who you listen to. And just tonight, this is time sensitive. I'm recording this October 24th, 2023. I asked my wife, Chrissy, have you read all the articles I sent you today about real estate? It is popping in Florida because no one is moving out of Florida more than ever. But if you ask your broke people who have no vision, I say this very respectfully, in business, make sure you have a mentor who will tell you what you need to hear. A friend will tell you what you want to hear to keep you stuck, broke, and fat. A mentor will tell you what you need to hear to be the best you can be, to challenge you. And I listened to David Goggins tonight for an hour. And David, I must have heard the word fat out of David Goggins a zillion times. So for those of you who may not be familiar with David Goggins, I suggest to go on YouTube, put his name in David Goggins, Goggins. Tremendous story, a tremendous champion, an incredible jaw-dropping transformation. So when you look at this, because when you ask a question, you're listening, or if someone chooses to give you their opinion. See, I love that when people choose to give you. I say, look, I didn't ask you for your negativity. There's no reason to give me. Business is cranking. Any business, any place, any time. First impression, last impression, listening, identifying the problem, offering a solution, following up, offering reviews, adding value, specializing in your niche, communicating, and you build loyalty. Read, relate, respond, revenue, loyalty, that's business. 1999, they were laughing at Amazon because he was burning through money, not making any money. Who's laughing now? Christy and I get a package almost every day from Amazon. Because why? The vendors and businesses never made the right investments to build loyalty. Loyalty is built through communication. You're gonna hear a message I'll be doing, another podcast, how EMT, well, you can all relate to the EMT in a situational where people need, check your vital signs. Is that person okay before we move forward? Well, the EMT in business is communication. I love when I text people, I have to call them, did you get my text? That is so stupid. Because if you don't communicate or you're too busy to communicate, you'll never succeed in business. You can write that down as a quote from Delemy. Lack of communication, you'll never succeed in business. Your client will go somewhere else. Not if, they will. You build loyalty, you build communication, You build confidence. You know, in the military, when a military person is shot or the situation occurs called the golden hour, there's 1 hour, and the chances of them living and obviously and being better than ever, it's to get medical care within the first hour. In business right now, your communication has to be incredible. People go, I just shut down for a couple of days. Let's shut your business down because you're done. Now, those that don't like to hear that are the ones, look, I'm not asking for your opinion. This podcast is for people who have huge goals and huge dreams. See, be very careful if you listen to it because it determines your decisions. Without self-development, without giant goals, without a why, without learning, and you watch and read, because now we have an onslaught of negativity because of social media. And then once you read something negative online, then everything else pops up on your feeds, and it's a constant pool of negativity. Can you be wealthier today? Absolutely. Can you be healthier today? Absolutely. Can you build a business today? Absolutely. It's all about decisions. How you market, what you offer, dress for success, show up on time, first impression, last impression, actively listening, creating a product, exclusively focused on what your client wants, communicate. It takes 5 to 12 contacts before somebody even listens to you. Most people never communicate, never follow up, have no idea what they're doing, and listen to all the broke people. Wow. Because my greatest success in my life began with my greatest problems. So my greatest success, which launched obviously the career I have now for over 2 decades, is I was out of college for a few years, and I was highly educated, the most educated, quote-unquote, Delemy to date, graduated college, had a full scholarship to get my master's in business, very familiar with business. Business is my sport. I love marketing. It's one of my first cassette tapes, is Sport of Sales and Marketing, because lives are at stake. I absolutely love people. I love serving people. I love transferring incredible opportunity. And I can't stand negative people. Can't stand them. They're miserable. I can't stand their faces. I can't stand their words. They're a disgrace and disgusting to me. Now, guess who doesn't like that? Negative people. Ask me if I care, because they will kill you. They will kill you physically. They will kill your business. How's Macy's? How's JCPenney? How's Sports Authority? How's Sears? How are they all doing? They all made fun of Amazon. All the know-it-alls said they all made fun of Jeff Bezos. How's it going? Interesting, isn't it? Wow. So let's wrap this up. As you go through your day today and going forward, choose wisely who you listen to. Choose wisely who you have in your inner circle, who's in your ear, who's guiding you. By this time, you may know Vin Russo, the CEO and founder, and I'm on the board of his company, of the international, highly acclaimed, multi-billion-dollar line, Hair by Vin. And it all began with a salon in Boca Raton that everyone said it would never be. It obviously became number one in Boca Raton. Other salons went out of business around it. And a few years later, it's a multi-billion-dollar brand. Be very careful who's on your inner circle. Be very careful who's in your ear. Who's in your ear? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Because there's going to be white knuckle scene in most people's lives, but people don't listen. See, the word listen and rearrange is silent. We live in a very noisy society. TikTok, we all know TikTok, 3 to 6 second videos, people scrolling a thumb, and they're blinking their eyes going, they can't take a pen and read a book and study. So I challenge all of you today. I guarantee you record-breaking success when you choose to make the choice and decide who you listen to. Wow. And guys, make sure you visit my website, DelemyDevelopmentGroup.com. D-I-L-E-M-M is multimillionaire. E, Delemy Development Group, G-R-O-P, G-R-O-U-P.com. DelemyDevelopmentGroup.com. Once again, everybody you know who starts thinking about, popping in their mind, interested in Florida real estate, selling, investing, buying, let us know. My wife and her entire team that covers the entire state can serve you. Guys, Let me tell you something. I said to someone today, I can't wait to walk in a Bass Pro Shop 5,000-acre resort destination. What do you believe the Seville property will be worth at that point? When Johnny Morris does his first grand opening, when he does a ribbon-cutting grand opening at the 5,000-acre, it's happening. What do you think that 10-acre country estate is going to be worth? Let that sink in a little bit. Once again, hashtag, I told you so. Hashtag, don't tell me I didn't tell you. We're always available. Call or text us, 561-847-3467, 561-847-3467. God has blessed you. People say God bless you. God has blessed you with life. Maximize it. Maximize your faith gates. Have yourself the greatest day ever. I know we will. I know today's going to be a great day, great choices, great associations. God bless you. I'm expecting for you a supernatural miracle today. Choices and decisions. Wow. Talk to you soon.